do it.
And then he made it 8-01 on Monday with that 85-36 victory over St. Thomas. Crooks wins the opening tap. The Cyclones dressed in white. And there is the new point guard, Jada Williams, the transfer from Arizona. She's got everybody excited, doesn't she?
Yep, and you can see why. I mean, just aggressive right off of the tip, looking to score. She's a score-first point guard mentality, which is a great mentality to have.
Jaguars have Tate going into the paint. Tate did not start against Iowa the other night, came off the bench. There's the turnaround by Hurston. As you mentioned, she was their leading scorer on Monday in Iowa City. Jada Williams pulls up looking for a three ball, and the rebound is pulled down by Anijah Hall. Hall also did not start on Monday in Iowa City. So Coach Carlos Funchess has changed his starting lineup for game number 2 on their season. Tate tries to make a move and travels.
It's so early on. These teams are really just trying to find their substitution patterns. They're trying to understand who they are. And, you know, Iowa State, with the luxury of having so many returners, that's not a concern for them. But for Southern, they're really trying to find that right combination that's going to give them a chance to get back to the NCAA tournament ultimately.
Once again, Williams bringing the ball up. Led Arizona in scoring last year, averaged almost 13 points a ball game. Goes baseline to Crooks. Crooks gets her defender in the air, who misses, but she gets fouled by Anijah Hall.
Anijah Hall is going to have her hands full tonight. Audi is a big physical presence down there, and Hall's just got to do her best to try and stay in front of that.
And Crooks is going to get to the free throw line a lot this year, obviously, and that's something she has really worked on during her career, improved free throw shooting.
Yeah, worked a lot in the offseason, shot a lot of free throws with Coach Steyer over at the Sukup basketball complex, and you know, really trying to improve on that part of her game. She says if she can do 10% better, that will be her goal.
Well, she was 68% last year, 66% the year before. She's 2 for 2 tonight and missed only 1 free throw in 7 tries on Monday against St. Thomas. Hurston to the baseline, banks it home.
Nice take there by Hurston. Looking to score. She's definitely got that scorer's mentality as well.
She started her career at DePaul, but came to Southern from Coastal Carolina, and Jada Williams is on fire early.
Yeah, she really likes this Hilton environment, doesn't she, Larry?
She really does, and of course, just getting to play in Hilton Coliseum gives everybody a boost, right?
Absolutely. Watch this crossover. That is nasty right there, and then follows it up with a nice confident three, really in rhythm. I like how in rhythm she is, not too sped up, really letting the game come to her.
9 points, 4 assists, and no turnovers for Williams in her Cyclone debut on Monday. At the free throw line is Jocelyn Tate, a sophomore from North Little Rock, Arkansas. Had a tough shooting night against the Hawkeyes on Monday, just 1 out of 6, wound up with just a pair of points. Tate scores. And it's a 2-point Iowa State lead. When Southern played at Iowa for a quarter, it was tied. It was a 1-point game at the end of the first period. Crooks inside to score.
Nice move there by Audi, just that strong drop step. Anijah Hall is 6'5", so from a height perspective, she's definitely got that advantage, but Audi is just so tough when she gets it in that low block space.
Tate trying to get around the defense of Kenzie Hare, and Hare commits the foul.
You know, Iowa State working a little bit more on their defense this year. Excited to let Coach Billy Fenley and Jody Steyer really take the lead on defensive schemes and defensive planning.
Yeah, Bill Fenley says, oh, I'm staying out of that one. He said, I got 2 very competent coaches who can teach defense.
That's right, that's right.
Tate has hit all 3 of her free throws. And those 4 of the 6 points scored early by the Jaguars. Williams on the attack, guarded by Hurston, who swipes the ball from her. The Cyclones try to get it back, and a tie ball is called. The officials tonight are Brian Garland, Iffy Seals, and Demoya Pugh.
Yeah, Southern's been playing this aggressive full court pickup. They're not going to shy it back down from this. I mean, they're here to play.
They forced 24 turnovers the other night against Iowa. Bringing the ball up, Michaela Cunningham. a junior who transferred from Lindenwood Community College. And a violation spotted against the Jaguars. Their turnover will give the ball back to Iowa State.
Moving screen there. Just got to get your feet set. Got to make sure it's a legal screen. And these Iowa State guards are seasoned and veteran, and they know exactly what to do if someone's not sure of themselves as a screener.
Delia Porter, number 24, checks in for Southern University, a starter on Monday night, coming off the bench early in this one at Hilton Coliseum. Williams gets around Hurston, baseline looking for Crooks. The ball slapped away by Tate.
You know, Coach Fenley talked about really evaluating how our team's going to play Audi Crooks. What are they going to do to try and slow her down? And you saw that backside double team come in that last play.
And of course, Crooks coming off that incredible season, third team All-America, first team All-Big 12. And as you mentioned, one of her watch lists that she's on, but there are half a dozen at least.
Yeah, we don't have enough time in this broadcast, Larry, to talk about all the watch lists that Audi's on this year.
Then if we added the ones that Addie Brown are on, we'd really run out of time.
That's right.
Jackson pitches to Williams. Shot clock goes inside 10. Williams pulls up. She's come out looking for the shot tonight early.
Yeah, really been great offensively and looking to push and be that scoring point guard.
Cunningham quickly into the offensive end.
Good defense
Hurston
by Addie Brown. Good defense.
Williams gets a hand on it. Off the baseline. That shot is short by Cunningham. Ariana Jackson bringing it ahead for Iowa State. One of the more experienced Cyclones, a junior. Addie Brown ducks inside, leaves it a little bit too strong, and the rebound taken by Jocelyn Tate.
I feel like Addie would be probably a premier post player on most teams, but here at Iowa State, you know, that 4 option really can post people up, put her back to the basket and score.
Bill Fenley has always said that she could play professional basketball in the WNBA, and he said he's going to try to do some things this year that are going to maybe expand her game a little bit and showcase it just a little bit.
Yep. She showed what she could do last year. She had that 41-point game down in Kansas City at the Big 12 tournament. Cyclone fans won't forget that one.
Definitely not.
And now we know what she's capable of, right?
Evangalia Polk, the junior transfer from Wofford, comes into the lineup for Iowa State. She's number 5. At Wofford, she was not only the Southern Conference Player of the Year, but also the Defensive Player of the Year.
Really exciting player. They call her EP at Iowa State here, and she has had a tremendous preseason. She's somebody that Coach Fenley said the fans are going to be really excited about.
Reese Beatty into point guard. Beatty, and number 1 on the Cyclone roster, a freshman from Jamestown, Tennessee, and a lot expected of her as a backup.
Cyclone fans getting out their programs for this first part of the year to understand and meet all these new players who have come to Ames, and boy, they are a very talented group.
Alicia Williams is also checked in. Nice shot by Reese Beatty.
You know, for a freshman to do that, to take that ball right to the basket like that, she's got a lot of confidence. She's strong. She really can handle the ball, Larry. She's an exciting player.
She certainly is. Cunningham deals to Hurston. The shot won't go. Rebound in the lane, and a foul is going to be called on Iowa State. Grabbing that rebound was Delia Porter at 6'1", one of the taller players for the Jaguars. And more changes in the Cyclone lineup. And there's going to be one more, as checking in will be Sydney Harris. Well, she can't check in yet. She will in a minute. The officials say, yep, come on in. And Harris is going to be counted on as maybe the 6th player this year. She can fire those threes, and she replaces Addie Brown.
Yeah, and with Harris, it's not only that she's so consistent at the three-point line, it's when she makes those threes. She just has a knack for understanding those big shots and those big moments.
School record 46% three-point shooting for Iowa State a season ago. Off the baseline, the shot is long, and Crooks is there for the rebound. Crooks, who added 7.5 rebounds to her 23 points a game total last year for the Cyclones. Here's Harris for 3. Crooks gets a hand on it, but it's picked up by Justiny Dixon. Reed now with the basketball. Southern last year, 21 victories, 15 losses, 15-3 in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. As we mentioned, they were the champs, and there's a foul in the corner against Beatty.
Yeah, probably not the best time to foul a three-point shooter. We will probably, Coach Fenley is probably thinking, let her take that shot. It's late in the shot clock. But that's what happens. When you're a freshman, you learn those things.
Beatty with her second early foul, so she will check out, and Jada Williams comes back in. Williams from the Kansas City area, one of the big factors in her deciding that she wanted to play a little bit closer to home.
Yeah, Iowa State just so deep at this guard spot. It's going to be so interesting to see how this season unfolds and who gets the minutes. There's so many capable players, and it'll be probably somebody's night every different night.
Olivia Delaney hits 1 out of 2 at the free throw line for Southern. She's going to get another one. Delaney, a transfer from Florida A&M, and again, a lot of transfers on this ball club for Southern University. They're from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And they are a team that, again, in the Southwestern Athletic Conference, the defending champs. Williams takes it to the rack and scores.
That's a beautiful take by Jada Williams. Went up strong with her left hand. She's an exciting player to watch and really, again, looking for her shot.
6 early points for Williams. Cunningham on the handoff to Reed. Down low, it is Porter. And the shot's not falling early for Southern University. And with that, we have a break in the action. Cyclones off to a quick start. They lead early by a score of 12-7. You're watching Big 12
years. 800 wins, 801 win now with the win earlier this week. But Coach Fenley, 31st season as coach, 23 NCAA appearances. I mean, the list goes on and on of all of his accomplishments. And from a very grateful player who had an opportunity to learn from him, Larry, congrats
Southern
to
has
Coach.
to hurry. The shot clock winding down and the shot clock violation. And now let's go to our sideline reporter, Abby Altman.
Yeah, guys, there are several milestones coming up for the Cyclones. Addie Brown, 27 points away from 1,000 career points, a huge milestone from her. Audi, again, 28 points away from her 1,500th career point as well. As juniors for the Cyclone offense, this season we'll see the duo with even more confidence and strength on the court. Coach Fenley talked about how they trained this past offseason and said it's been fun to watch and figure out how everything will go together this season.
Hawk misfires, and Porter there for the rebound. Just one basket thus far for Southern. Their other 5 points have come at the free throw line, as they have missed 7 of their first 8 shots. The Cyclone defense has had something to do with that, and that one will also not go down. The shot taken by Michaela Cunningham. Here's Pauk going baseline. Shot by Harris won't go. Rebound run down by Delancey. Southern, like a lot of Southwestern Athletic Conference schools, plays a really rough schedule. They've started out with 2 in the top 25.
Yeah, that's one heck of a road trip, playing Iowa and then coming over to play Iowa State. Those are tough teams to start off with.
Williams reaches in, makes contact, and picks up the foul. Well, just ahead for them, they've got a trip to UCLA. They've got Washington, Arizona, Houston, Baylor, SMU on their schedule.
Yeah, no stranger to playing UCLA. They played them last year in the second round of the NCAA tournament. UCLA Bruins got the better of them, but they won't shy down. I mean, they really are competing here tonight.
No, but that loss to UCLA was preceded by a victory over UC San Diego in the first 4. That was the first team from their conference ever to win an NCAA tournament game.
Yeah, what an accomplishment. We saw them here. We saw Southern here a year ago in Hilton Coliseum. Cyclones got the better of them that game, but they are a good team.
In fact, this is their 3rd straight visit to Hilton Coliseum. Overall, this is the 7th time these teams have met. Cyclones have won them all. Kiana Wilson wears number 23, transfer out of a community college. Florida Southwestern State comes into the lineup for the blue-clad Jaguars. Inside, it's Crooks, and Crooks gets fouled, and she will go to the line.
Nice entry pass there by Addie Brown to get that ball into Audi. Quick, fast, like that post combo. Going big to big.
So many plaudits coming the way of Audi Crooks, and you mentioned so many things that she's on the watch list for. Last year set single-season Cyclone records for points and field goals made. the fastest Cyclone to reach 1,000 points. I mean, the list goes on and on.
It really does. And, what Audi does well is, she's number one on everyone's scouting report every week. But yet she steps up to that and she performs at a level that's so high and so sustained. And that's very impressive for a player.
Inside 3 minutes in this first quarter. Hurston fakes over Brown and scores. Second basket tonight by Southern, and they've both been by Zaria Hurston.
Hurston really gets herself to the basket. Nice in rhythm shot.
Jada Williams with lots of moves, pitches it off for Ariana Jackson. And the rebound is taken by Hurston. She does a lot of things well.
Yep, Iowa State just feels like they need to get one of those threes to drop here, Larry, but getting some good attempts, wanting to really focus on their defense, let their defense create some offense.
Hurston banks in a two-pointer. She's got all 6 points from the field for Southern University. The others have come from the line, and they've tied it at 12, and this is very similar to the first quarter they played in Iowa City on Monday.
Yep, they are strong. I mean, they are here to prove a point.
Pull up by Williams, bullseye, knocks down another one. She's got 8 points in this first quarter.
Jada doing what we all have read about Jada doing, and that's just being a great offensive threat, getting Iowa State on the scoreboard, maybe making some of those jumpers, because the three-pointer just isn't working at the moment for Iowa State. You get the feeling that if they get one to go, though, it will open up.
And Hurston matches her 8 with 8 for Southern.
Yeah, Hurston just picking up where she left off.
Southern's top returning scorer from a year ago, Anaya Gordine, not with the team right now. They hope to get her back later on this season. So they are really inexperienced with their top returning scorer not there. Dixon into the offensive end for the team from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Hurston pitches it off in the corner, finds an open teammate. The shot won't go. And the ball out of bounds going to Iowa State.
Yeah, good position there by Kenzie Hare for the rebound, for the box out. Guards can box out too, Larry, and she showed that right there.
And Bill Fenley asked them to. And Elijah Hall back in for Southern. 2 points the other night at Iowa City. She is a transfer from Alabama State, another first-year player in the Southern program. So Coach Carlos Funches has had to replace a lot of players from last year.
Yeah, that's right. Just 6 returning players from last year's team.
Funches no stranger to Southern University. He's 8th year as head coach, but 14 years as an assistant prior to that. And the officials have a conversation.
Yeah, it looked like maybe Audi got hit in the eye, and coaches might be wanting to take a look at that, just make sure that there's legal contact.
On the other end of the floor is under review to see if any.
Let's find out what the officials are going to tell us. And you are correct in your call that apparently there's the thought anyway that Crooks got hit in the face, and let's see what happens. Yes, she did.
Yep.
No question.
No question. Looked inadvertent, though. It probably will be a quick review.
And the good news for the Cyclones is Crooks is not requiring any attention from the trainers. She's right there in the huddle with everybody else.
Larry, I wish people could see what we see from down here on the floor and how physical this game is. It is incredibly physical. There are a lot of plays that are going to come down to good box outs, being strong with the basketball. I mean, it is a very physical game.
It certainly is. Now, you played for Coach Fenley in his second year. The game has changed significantly from those days, hasn't it? From the physicality standpoint.
It really has. It really has. I think that's probably the biggest change. And the biggest adaptation that teams have to make now is it is really physical. The players are built different now. I mean, they're stronger. They come with a lot more weightlifting background. I mean, back when I played, it was more the lean, tall body build that you needed, and now it's just you got to be durable. You got to be able to withstand the physicality of the game.
How much weightlifting back in those days?
Well, not as much as now. Maybe in the off season a little bit, right?
Here's a good look at their head coach, the Southern University head coach, Carlos Funches. We mentioned 22nd year on campus at Southern University, and they won a championship last year, which again, great accomplishment for his program. And he knows that when he plays these kind of games, they're not going to be easy, and they're not likely to come
After
away with
reviewing the
victory, so it's
contact
not
on the other end
impossible.
was deemed incidental contact.
They're going to
There'll
rule
be
it
2 free
incidental
throws
contact,
for
that slap in the
Cyclones
face
based
to
upon
Audi
the foul that
Crooks.
just
So
occurred.
play will continue with 1:02 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah. Southern looking to get a little bit of offensive momentum. They found Hurston a few times on offense. She's been their go-to.
Crooks is going to get a rest now, and Elisa Williams, the transfer 2 years ago from LSU, comes in. Of course, she was redshirted her first year at Iowa State, played all 35 games for the Cyclones a year ago and averaged 3 points and almost 3 rebounds. Here at the free throw line, misfires. That's one thing that the Cyclones have not done especially well in the last couple of minutes, is hit their free throws. Game even at 14. Wilson gets it to Zaria Hurston, and she draws a foul, and she's just a very active player, and Hare commits her second foul.
Hey, you're starting to see Southern just be a little bit more aggressive on offense. I feel like the first few minutes, maybe more of a 5-out, maybe more cutting. Now they're just putting their head down and going to the basket and daring Iowa State to stop them.
And Hurston, who will be at the line, has 8 of their first 14 points. The other 6 have come from the free throw line. Actually, let me correct myself. It's going to be Iowa State basketball. Jada Williams will bring it up, so take that foul away from Hare. Williams works against Hurston. Shot clock is at 13, now 12, and the first quarter clock at 23. And driving to the baseline, Hare draws the foul.
Mackenzie Hare, just another one in the mix this year for some playing time at that guard position. Has gotten the start the last couple of games here for Iowa State. Really like her game. She's strong. Very motivated to get back on the court after having that hip surgery last year.
Yeah, only got to play 10 games last year. Got off to a great start. Averaged 8 points a ball game after transferring from Marquette. But she came to Iowa State with that lingering hip injury that required the surgery.
Yeah, and a couple of other very random injuries that have occurred over the last few weeks for her, and she's just getting back. You know, a lot more to come from Kenzie Hare this year.
Shot clock off with 22 seconds to go in the first quarter. Iowa State by a pair in a quarter that's been tied up a couple of times. Southern winding down the clock. Looking for Hurston, no doubt. She's been their hottest performer thus far. Here's Tate with it. Tate will put up the shot. She'll leave it short. The rebound is taken by Addie Brown, and that's the way the first quarter comes to an end. Iowa State in a battle early with Sud's career. She was just outstanding. She only missed one shot in that ball game.
Yep, Iowa State here. Let's see if they do something different on defense. Hurston's really been deadly. Hasn't missed a shot yet today.
Shot off the mark by Cunningham. The ball taken away by Reese Beatty. Beatty, 2 early fouls for Iowa State. Brown looks for Crooks. How many times are you going to say that this season, huh?
Well, if you're a Cyclone fan, you're looking to that 1-2 combo a lot. That high post pass, very effective. The two of them just know where each other are on the floor. They're able to make good passes in positions they can catch the ball well.
Angelia Pollock, I should say, in that guard for the Cyclones. The transfer from Wofford, and she's going to see a lot of playing time this season. Offensive rebound, run down by Tate. Inside, the shot won't go by Porter. And she gets fouled by Polk.
Hawk just trying to do what she can to get in position here to take a charge. Just a little bit late in getting over there. Right idea. Just got to square up a little bit more, and but she's there. She made it there in time. Just a little out of position.
Porter, one of the few returning Jaguar players, didn't play a lot last year. Play a lot of action, no starts though, and just averaged 2 points a ball game. She's 2 early points in this one. Again, we'll repeat that when this team played in Iowa on Monday, it was a 1-point game at the end of a quarter. So no surprise that they have started strong and they have Iowa State back on their heels a little bit.
Yep. They bring a real physical style. they're going to pick you up full court, foul, make you make good decisions with the basketball.
Foul called on Shante Edwards. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Abby Altman. Abby?
Yeah, it was a quick Iowa State huddle during that timeout. Coach Fennelly isn't the loudest guy, but one thing he said was so clear: make sure Addie Brown is open. They're looking for number 24 on that court to still get her first points of the night. And then listening in on that Southern huddle was a little different, which coach is emphasizing the next 5 minutes. They said the next 5 minutes are the most important of your life right now.
No sooner does Abby Altman say they're looking for Brown than they find Brown, and she scores. Williams leaving it short. And a quick rebound effort by Polk. The three try won't go by Brown. Another offensive rebound for the Cyclones. There goes inside and draws the foul.
Cyclone fans like that hustle there. Reese Beatty coming in. Shortest player on the floor. It's all about effort with rebounding. Coach Fennelly talks about most of the women's game, there's not rebounds above the rim. So it's all about effort. It's all about going to get the ball, and Reese did that twice in that possession.
And we have a
The previous play is under
timeout on the court. They're going to review the previous play.
The ruling on the court is Iowa State ball.
Well, we will in a second anyway. Here we go.
There we go. Possession, possibly.
That's one of the things that can be challenged this year under the new coach's challenge rule, is out-of-bounds plays.
After review, the appeal by Southern is successful. It'll be Southern's ball. 30 seconds on the shot clock.
I didn't exactly catch what the call was, did you?
Yeah, so Southern did appeal the call, the possession out of bounds, and they were successful in that appeal. So there you see, just on cue, Larry, the challenge at play this year. So exciting for those possessions to be reviewed.
Had it not been a successful challenge, they would have lost a timeout. As it is, and as you mentioned, there's no limit on the amount of appeals. You just better be right, correct?
That's right. And, you know, coaches are going to be looking to their players to help make those decisions. This game is so fast and so physical, you know, it's hard to tell. So you really have to be trusting of your teammate, of your players on your team to help appeal.
Porter challenging Crooks and coming up empty. So far, it is Hairston with the only baskets for Southern, as Audi Crooks puts down her 8th point of this first half.
Yeah, you just get the feeling that it's sort of an if, not a when, or a when, not an if, of when Iowa State will just start pouring on the points here. Starting to feel a little bit more in rhythm.
Williams into the offensive end for the Cyclones as Crooks sets the screen, and Polk feeds inside looking for Crooks, but the pass was wide, and the Cyclones have turned it over for the 4th time.
Yep, that inside-out game. You know, EP just not quite ready to shoot the ball there, but probably would have been a better outcome there if she would have shot it. Looking for her superstar inside.
Sydney Harris back in for Iowa State, hit 3 threes the other day against St. John's. That's exactly what they put her in the game to do. So far, nobody's hit a 3 in this one. There's contact as Cunningham tries to put up the follow shot.
Yeah, Southern just taking it to them. I mean, they are really aggressive going to the basket. They're beating their player to the basket. Iowa State's got to take some pride in their defense and really stop someone.
And right now, they are out rebounding the Cyclones by 1. Michaela Cunningham goes to the foul line for Southern. Beatty out, and Williams back in at point guard for Iowa State. Cunningham played at Lindenwood the last couple of years, a team that was transitioning from a team that was trying to get to Division I, and they got to Division I this past year and won 26 games.
It's really an unselfish player. 5 assists against Iowa the other night.
And Southern back to within 3. Jackson back in for Iowa State, replacing Polk. So it's Crooks and Brown and Williams on the court for Iowa State, along with Harris. And also there is Jackson. Here is Harris looking for 3 and hitting nothing but net.
Yeah, that's Iowa State's offense just to perfection there. You saw the player guarding Sydney Harris go down and try to double Audi, and that leaves Sydney wide open.
Great hands on the come around, and there is a violation.
So watch this defensive player having to go down and try and double Audi Crooks. Sydney Harris just has the great timing.
That's the first 3 by either team in this game.
Oh, wow, that's surprising.
Southern 0 for 2 shooting the 3 ball, and the Cyclones now 1 out of 5. Jada Williams again from Kansas City, Missouri, and one of the reasons she wanted to transfer to a place that would be closer to home so her family could come out very often to see games, and that's only about a 4-hour at the most drive. And Harris has hit 2 in a row from 3-point range.
And again, Harris just has a knack for the timing of when she hits those 3-pointers. It just seems to be right when Iowa State needs it.
6-point run for Iowa State on those 2 threes by Harris. Their biggest run of the ball game. The shot by Tate rolls off, and Williams into the offensive end. Number 8 guarded by number 8, Michaela Cunningham. Crooks at the high post. Addie Brown looking to work. Nothing but net.
Nice looking mid-range shot.
8 in a row scored by the Cyclones, and so Carlos Purchase will use his first timeout.
Yes, it's going to be tough basketball every night.
It is one of the great conferences, if not the greatest conference in America for women's basketball. Cyclones have scored 8 unanswered points over the last minute. They've hit their last 4 shots. So Carlos Funch is calling a timeout for Southern University. Now let's see what they've cooked up after the timeout. They've got Tate leaving it wide to the right, and Crooks there for the rebound. Audi Crooks pulls down her 4th rebound of this first half. Rihanna Jackson looking to pitch the ball inside. That's knocked out of bounds by Southern. Reagan Wilson about to make her first appearance for Iowa State. She comes in, and Jada Williams will check out. Wilson, a sophomore from Noblesville, Indiana. 6 points the other day against St. Thomas in the season opener, after averaging 1.7 for Iowa State, getting a couple of starts last year.
She'll come in and run the offense.
Crooks starts to back down, and a quick whistle called against Deshante Edwards. That'll be her 2nd foul. Cyclones on an 8-0 run and trying to add to that. Brown finds an open Jackson. Jackson knocks down a 3.
Great skip pass there by Addie Brown, and Jackson just so confident. Steps up and hits that 3-point shot. Iowa State will need her to do that a lot this year.
No sooner do we point out nobody's hit a 3 than Iowa State's hit their last 3 tries. Going to the floor, trying to get down. Cunningham can't do it, and Iowa State comes up with it. Brown misfires for the first time from a 3 after hitting the first 2. Brown with a rebound on the Harris miss. And Harris will inbound for Iowa. Nope, she starts to inbound for Iowa State. Now it'll be Jackson to do it. Ball chopped out of the hands of Brown, so Iowa State on the possession. 13 on the shot clock. Ball goes inside to Brooks. Ball blocked the first time. Crooks tries to go back a second time, and she gets to the line.
Yeah, this is what teams are going to do against Audi Crooks. I mean, they're going to double team her, they're going to guard, they're going to come from all different directions, and it's going to be Iowa State needing to figure out where is that double team coming and where is that open player.
Jocelyn Tate on the foul, and that'll be her 2nd.
Audi gets hit in the face another time today.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're right. Something she's going to have to get used to. She may want to start wearing a face mask with all the, so far tonight, the shots she's gotten to her face, because obviously that's a game plan. You want to be aggressive against her.
Yeah, there's not many players who are going to match up with her size-wise, height-wise, and so people are going to throw kind of junk defenses at Iowa State all year long.
Crooks in double figures with 10, including 4 out of 6 from the foul line. She will get a rest now, and Alicia Williams comes in to take her place. Williams played briefly earlier in the ballgame, had a 5.5 rebound performance off the bench on Monday against St. Thomas.
Yeah, she got some good minutes against St. Thomas. Really played her role well. She's going to come in, couple minutes a game, spell Audi Crooks a little bit, get some rebounds, make some layups.
Shot clock down to 6. Porter feeds Cunningham. Cunningham on the drive, loses the basketball. And Harris got knocked down, but she's okay. Foul called on Southern, trying to get it back.
All right, I think this is Sydney Harris maybe taking a charge there after the pass. So great job by Sydney getting that position and seeing that play unfold ahead of her.
That's the 5th foul called against Southern in the quarter, so the Cyclones will be in the bonus for the final 4+ minutes. Wilson picks up her dribble. Brown looks for Crooks. Crooks makes a nice move to her right, turns to her right and scores.
That's
a
nice
dozen
move.
points for Audi Crooks.
Yeah, nice move by Audi there. She's so versatile down there. I mean, she's just going to create and make a shot for herself, and if not, kick it back out to one of these 3-point players. Pick your poison.
Cyclones on a 15-0 run. So from a 3-point game to a 15-point Cyclone burst. Brown aggressive on the defense. The shot taken by Dixon, and that's the first 3 of the night for the Jaguars. That ends a 15-point Iowa State run. Wilson controlling the basketball. Pitches to Crooks. Crooks with a quick kick for Jackson. In and out as she tried to hit her second 3 in a row. Edwards running the floor that time, but Southern did not get it to her quickly. Cunningham dishes it off for Dixon. And you'll notice that Hurston not in the ball game right now for Southern as she picked up a couple of early fouls.
Reagan Wilson with some good minutes there, giving Jada Williams a little bit of a break.
So Jada Williams brings a whole different look to the point guard position from Emily Ryan. Talk about the contrast.
Yeah, I mean, Emily was a very patient point guard. She saw the plays unfold. She was, a very smart point guard. I think Jada is a slasher, a driver. She's got a tenacious first step. She's going to score. And just a little different style. Going to make some plays.
Brown makes the penetration, finds Crooks, and Crooks has got 14 points here in this first half. 2.5 minutes left to play in the first half.
I think you're seeing Williams being a lot more aggressive too, both offensively and defensively. She's really physical out there.
Delaney misses the shot, and it's 1 and done for Southern. And again, Williams in at the offensive end, trying to move around the defense of Edwards and throws it away.
You know, Larry, we talked to Coach Fenley about if he can handle some of those turnovers. It's going to be a little bit different season for Iowa State. They're going to be pushing it, and if they're going to make a play like that, it's not a terrible turnover, right? They're trying to make a play. So those are okay. Those are okay, and Cyclones will clean that up.
Of course, Cyclones like to play fast, but with Williams probably just a little faster. Porter on the miss. Harris on the rebound. Hare quickly into the offensive end, tries to pitch it to Crooks. A tough pass to handle, and it's picked off by Justini Dixon. Calling for it is Edwards. He takes it to the rack.
You know, Sydney Harris is doing a lot of little things really well for Iowa State today. I mean, not only is she stepping up and hitting shots, she took a charge down there. She got tangled up with this player on the end here and got Iowa State the ball back. So she's really doing a lot of those little things that you look for in a power forward.
That foul called on Porter, and that's her second foul, and a lot of fouls mounting against Southern University here in this quarter. Harris makes a fake. This time she will drive. Trying to defend her is Delaney, and Delaney's got the foul.
Oh, Harris just looks more confident this year. She's really being more aggressive offensively. She's, like I said, doing the little things. Love to see her confidence grow and for her to play a key role on this team.
Bill Fenley's compared her to the man who had that position for the men's basketball team, Curtis Jones, that spark off the bench, and what a career he had at Iowa State. Sydney Harris to the line, got her 7th point. Couple of threes already for the senior from Edwardsville, Illinois. Where she started a career at Central Michigan, played a year at TCU, came to Iowa State last year, and she has an 8-point second quarter.
Yeah, and again, doing all the little things, doing the things that really get your team some momentum, get them some confidence, especially as those threes were not falling early. You need that spark.
Iowa State with their biggest lead. Cutting to the basket, that time Delaney, but Porter not able to get it to her. Hawk's going to be called for the foul on the drive. Hawk with her second foul.
Yeah, a lot of fouls this half.
Haven't there?
Yeah, there have been. And, you know, that's traditionally Iowa State hasn't fouled much. They think they will a little bit more this year. They're being more aggressive defensively, but probably too many in this first half so far.
Hawk out, Brown in for Iowa State as Bill Fenley continues to use his bench. And that shot rims in by Cunningham for her second point. Fenley made an interesting point. He said, I've talked to my bench team. He said, you know, we've got to back up for Audi. We've got to back up for Addie. He said, we got to back up for Ariana. He said, this next group, that next 5, he said, I'm going to call them the 100-minute club. But he said, our success of the season will depend on how they perform.
Oh, what a dish inside.
Crooks has been unstoppable, 16 points, getting a lot of great feeds from Brown.
Yeah, the two of them have played a lot of basketball together, and it just shows. They know where each other are, and they make great passes.
And the great thing is they don't care which of them gets the points.
That's right.
Shot clock down to 8, 35 seconds to go in the quarter. Rejection by Crooks.
That's one for the highlight reels right there,
yes,
Larry.
Audi Crooks doing it at the defensive end. First block of the night for Iowa State.
This Hilton crowd loves that kind of defensive effort from Audi.
Dixon inbounding. 5 seconds to shoot for the Jaguars. This is Jayla Reed. Leaving it short. Williams will race it up the court. Shot clock is off. So Williams will set up for most likely a final shot here in this second quarter.
Now these end of quarter, end of half situations are important.
It was a 2-point game after a quarter with Iowa State leading, but this second quarter has been dominated by the Cyclones. Here's Addie Brown with 5 seconds on the shot clock. She travels. Nice defense that time by Olivia Delaney, who stayed right with her.
Yep, that's what you want if you're Southern. You want to get a stop and a chance to score here at the end of the first half.
They're going to have an opportunity. The shot put up won't go by Michaela Cunningham. We've reached halftime. Iowa State after leading.
I mean, it just is what it is every night in the Big 12. You're gonna find that every team is going to give you your best shot.
And they open a 12-point lead in Kansas City as we start live action at Hilton Coliseum, where in non-conference games, Bill Fenley's record is 196 wins and 9 losses. So big task for Southern to try to come back in this one.
Yeah, you get the sense there Iowa State was really trying to go to Brown inside. They want to try to get her some points, get her some confidence, get her back on the board. You know, she's going to have a mismatch in a lot of games.
But she did turn distributor with 7 assists in that first half.
And that's what great players do, right? I mean, the ball's not dropping for her, so what's she going to do? She's going to pass it to her teammates, and it's a great lesson for younger players.
First and back in, gets it to Janiah Hall, and Hall scores her first basket. And it's Southern scoring first in the third quarter. Williams started that crossover, but getting in the way was Edwards. And the 3 ball knocked down by Hare.
Such an effective possession for Iowa State. Fake the ball inside to Crooks. The whole defense shifts, and that leaves a wide open Hare on the other side to knock down a 3-pointer.
Hare for her first basket on that 3-point shot. From the lane, the shot knocked down by Anjahal. So Hall back-to-back baskets for Southern to start this third quarter.
a nice looking shot by Hall. 6'5", can come out from the basket.
It's Ariana Jackson looking inside for Crooks. Crooks really in a battle that time with Hall. And Hall's going to get the foul. That'll be her third foul. So there are 2 players for Southern with 3 fouls apiece. They're kind of shorthanded anyway. They lost Elise Harrison, who would have played, to a concussion in the game at Iowa City on Monday, so she's out for a while. And they also lost another player, Damani Lagway, to a groin injury at Iowa State. Here's Crooks picking up where she left off in the paint with her 18th point.
Yeah, and Crooks taking a little exception to some of the hand checking that was going on. You know, forearms continuously on a player are something to be a point of emphasis this year. So, you know, that being noticed by the Iowa State bench, and Audi's just going to get everyone's best shot.
They're going to allow more hand touches, what they call the hot stove touch. Used to be only one. They'll allow more of those, but not arms. Right,
and nothing continuous. They don't want continuous hand check, so you can touch and go, and that's about it.
Hurston on the miss, and the rebound taken down by Brown. But a takeaway by Hurston. Puts on the brakes, fires, and scores. Foul may have been called first, though.
Yeah, I think Southern would like that to count, but that was well after the whistle there.
Yes, very definitely.
Not much contact there, but Addie picks up the foul.
And it's her first. Jaguars inbound. It comes to Hurston, trying to reach in and take it away is Williams.
So that's 2 fouls that Hurston has drawn within the last 10 seconds. I mean, she clearly is a player that understands body positioning and understands how she can put herself in the position to get a foul.
As you pointed out earlier, 14 points, 5 steals against the Hawkeyes on Monday. Iowa State with the deflection, so inbounding will be DeShante Edwards. She's a senior out of Baltimore. Played at Bethune-Cookman for 2 years and played at Southern last year on their SWAC championship team. Ball comes to Porter in the lane, and Porter gets fouled. The Cyclones pick up 3 quick fouls here in the start of the third quarter.
Yeah, Audi thought she had that one as a block, but got her with the body a little bit. Yeah, it's a tough one. But Southern doing what they can to hang around. I mean, they're physical and tough.
And so to the foul line, Demaya Porter. She drops in the free throw, and all of her points have come at the line as she's hit 4 out of 5. Got 2 points the other night on the season opener for Southern. They have one of their rare home games for their next game, and it'll be next Tuesday at home in Baton Rouge against Tugalua College. Offensive rebound coming to Southern, but the Cyclones take it away. Here's Reese Beatty on the drive, pitching to Brown. Beatty, the freshman from Tennessee, looking for Crooks, and she didn't have enough air under that one, and it's intercepted by Porter.
That's the right look. Right look, trying to get it into Audi, just a little short on her pass.
She'll have lots more opportunities to get that done. And that time, Hurston shows she has range as she steps outside and knocks down a 3.
Yeah, I mean, they really missed her in the second quarter, Larry.
Really
I mean,
did.
she is their catalyst. I mean, she's done all the things, right? She's drawn all the fouls. She's scored all the points. She's gotten some rebounds. I mean, she's just really been.
This like
After
21
review, the
seconds.
clock is going to be set to 7:19. It's Iowa State ball, 30 seconds on the shot clock.
21 if my math is correct.
Got it all sorted out. It's early for the Hilton crew as well this season, so everybody doing their job.
One of the interesting new rules in college basketball this year is if the shot clock is inoperable at one end, they're going to keep it running at the other end. Used to be you turned off the shot clock on both ends, not so much anymore. Beatty tries to make a move to the paint, and she gets fouled.
Nice ball handling there by Beatty. I mean, she's just getting really guarded closely by Southern, and good job of maintaining her composure.
What do you see as her skill set?
Well, I think she's really strong. You know, she was a shot put in discus thrower in track and field in high school, and you know, you can tell she's just a strong physical presence. I think doesn't play like a freshman. She's got a lot of confidence.
Brown, she won't miss that one very often. Abby Altman just listened in on the Cyclone Huddle. What'd you learn, Abby?
Yeah, guys, you heard earlier from Coach Fennelly, he needs his team to stop fouling. He stressed in that huddle, stop fouling, stop fouling, stop fouling. He told us earlier this week, even talking about fouls, you can be aggressive without being undisciplined.
Corner turns, and Crooks does a nice job of blocking the shot.
Yeah, some of the fouling, you know, I think early on in this season, players are still getting their legs under them. They've had a tough preseason. They've had a lot of lifting, a lot of running. You know, they're still trying to find their way. So I understand why there's a few more fouls this game.
It's 20 points for Crooks. And by the way, Bill Fennelly's talked about, he said, oh, they'll call a lot more fouls in November and December than they will when the conference season starts.
Yes, sometimes those point of emphasis, they fade away as conference is underway.
They really do, don't they? It's a good thought, but it doesn't always last. Sydney Harris back in for the Cyclones, knocked down a couple of threes when their first 2 3-point attempts when she came off the bench in the second quarter.
Southern sticking with this full court man-to-man pickup. They choose not to bring someone down to guard Audi.
They allowed only 49 points a game when they got into conference play last year. So Carlos Funchess known for his defense. Again, you can't stop that one.
No, that's just she's catching the ball just way too low on the block. You got to give yourself a chance of your defense and move her up a little bit or be a little quicker with the double team. But I don't know that they're going to double team her. Sounded like coach was worried about the 3-point shots that leaves open.
Crooks has 22 points in this ball game. Ariana Jackson picks up her first foul for Iowa State. And that is the 4th foul in the quarter for Iowa State. Still 5:38 remaining. So yes, Bill Fennelly's point, that's too many fouls. You don't want to put the other team in the bonus as Evangelia Holt back into the lineup for Iowa State. The transfer from Wofford. And she replaces Jackson. Cyclones really blessed with great depth, aren't they, as Tate hits the free throw?
They are. It's just going to be exciting to see how the season progresses and who develops into that go-to player, who can handle the pressure and execute their assignments. I mean, you saw Ariana Jackson go out. She's often the person guarding the other team's best player. Who can come in and help play that role for Iowa State?
Harris not this time on the 3 try. Jalea Reed, the graduate transfer from Mississippi Valley State. Another first-year program person for the Jaguars comes back in. She's number 2 on the Southern University squad. It's Cunningham trying to make something happen. Makes nice fadeaway that won't go. And going high for the rebound is Beatty.
Oh,
Beatty gets knocked down hard as she tries to bring it up the left side of the court.
A really physical, strong rebound in there by Beatty. I mean, again, just effort, all-out effort. We've seen her do that a few times this game.
3rd foul in the quarter against Southern University. Destiny Dixon committing the foul. Williams can't grab the pass. The turnover gives Southern a chance with just under 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. The turnaround won't go this time by Hurston. And it's one and done again for Southern as the Cyclones doing a better job on the boards than they were earlier in the contest. Brown a crossover, gets to the baseline, gets open and does not get the bounce. Takeaway though by Addie Brown.
Yeah, Addie Brown not happy with those shots that are just rimming out barely.
And Beatty slices through to score. Addie Brown not getting the points, but she does have 8 rebounds and 8 assists. So, yes, you talked about if you're not scoring, you do other things well. Prime example of that. We've got a timeout, 4:17 to go, quarter number 3.
Shooting the ball well, and it's kept him out of this game.
In fact, they have only 8 baskets, and Thurston has 5 of them. And she had the only baskets they scored in that first half. Off the baseline, count the basket by Destiny Dixon.
Yeah, nice move by Dixon. Taking that baseline, Reese Beatty just a little delayed in getting there.
Beatty's third foul sends Dixon to the line for a chance at a 3-point play. Another of the first-year players for Southern University out of Tombaugh Community College in Mississippi. Crooks is there to wrap up the rebound. That gives her a double-double, 22 points, and that was her 10th rebound. Left open, Jada Williams.
And you really see that 1-2 game there, Larry. I mean, you can see how Williams and Crooks are going to complement each other this year, playing off each other. Defenses are really going to have to choose.
Williams got off to that red-hot start. That was her first basket since the first quarter, but she had 4 baskets in the first quarter. Twisting inside, misfiring on the first time, but then knocking it down the second time is Anaisha Hall, and she gets fouled by Hare.
You know, some of these fouls, I think, as Iowa State goes back and looks at the game, they're going to see their touch fouls. They're not really impacting the shot. I mean, if you're going to foul her there, make sure she doesn't make the shot,
That's
right? So just some touch fouls. They got to clean up a little bit.
Hare with her second foul, and Hall completes the 3-point play after not scoring in the first half. She has 7 points here in the quarter.
You wondered if Southern was going to have someone else step up and help Hurston a little bit.
Southern really staying right with Iowa State in this third quarter, but the Cyclones blew it open in the second quarter. Chance at an and one for Jada Williams.
How about this take? Superstar here. Nice stride step, gets to the basket, lays it in. Those are the exciting plays that Jada Williams is going to be making here at Hilton Coliseum.
And that foul on Hall is her 4th. So she will be replaced by Destiny Dixon as Jada Williams goes to the line. And again, so much anticipation for Jada Williams that she's really living up to those expectations. Williams tonight with 13 points. She also has 4 assists. Just over 3 minutes to go in this third quarter. Dixon on the drive, now Porter with it. Porter trying to deal with Crooks, and the 3-second violation will give Iowa State the ball on what for Southern University is their 11th turnover.
So that's something to build on for Iowa State. That's a better defensive stand than they've had over the last half of basketball. So that's something to build on, be proud of.
Cyclones by 22 as Williams fires again. Offensive rebound comes from Polk, and she puts it in.
And those are the kind of effort plays, Larry, that are going to get you on the floor. That's the kind of thing Coach Fenley is going to look at as he looks at film and say, okay, that kind of effort is something that represents Iowa State basketball.
Polk's a player that Bill Fenley was surprised was not recruited by too many Power 5 teams coming out of Wofford University. A lot of mid-major teams expressed an interest, but he said the way she plays defense, she can definitely help us.
Well, and you saw it right there. I mean, that defensive play right there, active hands, pinning the player to the sideline. I mean, she really played that well there, right on cue.
Southern will make a change by Kayla Cunningham back into the lineup. Crooks will look for Williams to bring it up. Williams last year averaged 13 points a ball game at Arizona. Crooks showing some range, misfiring this time on the soft shot, but the offensive rebound taken by Polk. Cyclones hitting the boards much better in this quarter than they did in the first half. Here's Crooks spinning, firing, and scoring. That is 24 for Audi.
Yeah, and Audi stuck with it there, right? I mean, ball's getting knocked around, she's getting pushed, you know, just stick with the play. And again, I think you see her great hands on display. She's able to really corral that ball and get herself in a position to score.
Tate on the drive. And the rebound taken by Harris. Sydney Harris in double figures 11 times last year for the Cyclones, averaged almost 8 points a game, and she's going to be the designated energy bringer off the bench as the sixth player as Jada Williams scores once again. She's having a good quarter, 7 points in the quarter and 15 points in the ball game. Just over a minute left in this third quarter. Reed trying to move against Harris. Ball knocked away. Shot clock down to 5. Shot clock at 3. And the shot misfired by Dixon. But the offensive rebound puts it back in. 63-37, final minute, third quarter. Harris open, not this time. Crooks right there.
Good rebound for Audi Crooks.
26 points and now 11 rebounds for Audi Crooks. Another of the many double-doubles in the career of Audi Crooks. 5-second differential, shot clock in the end of the third quarter. Tate on the drives, cuts inside to score. Jocelyn Tate with a nice move, her first basket. Cyclones for the final play in the third quarter. Williams, deep three, nope. And the third quarter comes to a close with Iowa State opening a
couple of nights ago, and they really came out hot. And Iowa State really picked it up in the second quarter. Also some poor shooting for Southern in that second quarter, and then of course Audi Crooks.
By the way, Crooks in double figures for the 89th consecutive game, and this is her 19th career double-double. And she is still in as the fourth quarter begins.
Yeah, Larry and I were talking, not sure if we'll see Crooks much past the first couple of minutes of this fourth quarter. I mean, again, it's a long season and a physical season for Crooks, and you might see some reserves here as we move towards the middle to the later part of the fourth quarter.
Tate takes it all the way after getting the interception, but can't finish. Good defense there by Polk. Crooks looking for Brown. Move to her left, goes back to her right, scores.
And that's kind of what we've been waiting for all game for Addie Brown. She's had a couple of opportunities, not very many. And again, she's impacted the game in a different way. I mean, just many different ways. Rebounding, assists. You know, she's just really an all-around player, but good to see her get some points there.
That's just her sixth attempt. Hurston on the miss.
Oh.
Beatty once again gets tripped as she brings the ball up the court. Welcome to college basketball,
right.
Reese Beatty.
That's right. Hard-nosed player, though. It just pops right back up.
Smile on her face. That's the second time she got flattened as she brought the ball up. Beatty debuted with 5 points, 4 assists, just 1 turnover in her opening college game on Monday against St. Thomas. Looking for Brown. This time pass a little bit higher than the last one, which was underthrown, and it's enough for Crooks to draw a foul.
Yeah, a great catch here by Audi, and tipped it to herself, get herself a good spot. You know, she's going to have defenders jumping in front of her, pushing behind her. So getting that ball through is not always going to be a very linear path.
Of course, unlikely she will stick around to get her career high, but I think everybody would remember that from her freshman year, the 40-point explosion against Maryland in the NCAA tournament.
And that's really what put her on the map. You know, that game really, we all here in Iowa knew it well before that, but that really put her on the national scene.
It really did. The world knew it after that, right? She leaves, and maybe for the last time tonight, we see Audi Crooks. And she leaves the court with, as we mentioned before, her 19th career double-double, 26 points and a dozen rebounds.
Well, and how special to be on that Wade Trophy list, Larry. I mean, there's names like Caitlin Clark on that list, and Paige Beckers and Sabrina Ionescu. I mean, she's in rare company.
A little hot potato time, and the ball will stay with Iowa State. Cyclones home again on Sunday, a 1 o'clock tip-off against Sacred Heart, and then they've got 2 games next week. They're also playing Valparaiso a week from tonight from the Missouri Valley Conference at a 6:30 start here at Hilton Coliseum. Brown, Paul, Williams on the court right now for Southern Illinois, for Iowa State. I was thinking Valley when I talked about Valpo a moment ago. And of course, it's Southern University that's the opponent tonight. And Tate will go to the line. Paul gets the foul, her 3rd. Well, Audi Crooks is not done for the night.
She gets a short rest. Short rest. I really like Paul's game.
Yeah, so do I. I mean, she's very impressive. And again, Defensive Player of the Year in her conference last year in the Southern Conference. So underrated by some as far as Power 5 teams, but Bill Fenley liked her defense and said, I know that she can be helpful to us as the Cyclones have improved their defense.
Yeah, she's just got some grit, and she's also got a real hard work ethic. I mean, you can see her diving for balls and making those plays that a lot of kids don't want to make, and I just really like that component to her game.
Jocelyn Tate knocking down a couple of free throws, 7 of 8 from the line, and she has 9 points in this one. Crooks looking inside, Beatty trying to find her. Beatty does find her. She pumps, she fires, and scores once again. And that would be 29 points for Audi Crooks.
Yeah, in years past, I feel like Audi has sometimes traveled in situations like that or gotten, not gotten that call. And she's just, her footwork has gotten better. She's improved in so many different ways.
Now the rebound by Crooks, a takeaway by Southern. Crooks there with another rebound. That is her 13th rebound to go along with her 29 points on 12 of 14 field goal shooting. What a night for the Cyclone Junior. Puck shot is long. Just under 7 to go in this one as the Cyclones about to go to 2-0, the 14th ranked team in the country. The left-hander, nice move by Hall.
A nice turn in the paint there, baby hook.
Hall with 9 points. That pass a little bit too wide for Harris to catch up to. And a player is down for Southern University. Deshante Edwards is down and holding her left knee. This is a Jaguar team that's already been beset with a number of injuries, including 2 on Monday that's cost them 3 behind Southern as they pick to repeat in the SWAC.
Play a tough non-conference schedule, get back home, and then really grind it out in your conference. And Southern is well prepared to play their conference season after they've played these tough teams on the road.
Hurston back in, drives, puts it up, and hits the basket and gets fouled. Foul called on Aletha Williams, and a chance at a 3-point play for an outstanding player in Zaria Hurston.
Yeah, I mean, Hurston just is aggressive, and she's got a nose for the basket. She's played with her back to the basket a little bit tonight, and that was a great play.
Aletha Williams checks out. Audi Crooks comes back in. Hurston, we mentioned it, started her career at DePaul, played there 1 year, played at Coastal Carolina 1 year. This is her first year at Southern University. And she is a junior, so has another year of eligibility, and she has 14 points tonight, duplicating her 14 points in Iowa City on Monday. Beatty pulls up and barely ripples the nets on her 3rd basket of the night.
Like that confidence from the freshman to step up and make that shot.
Quick crossover, getting to the basket, but not able to finish is Cunningham, and again, it's one and done, and Iowa State comes down with the rebound as Audie Brown has rebound number 9.
Yeah, we've seen Addie, be that point guard, bring that ball up the floor a couple of times. And
Beatty looking for Crooks, but Crooks wasn't where Beatty thought she was. Hurston on top. She will take that shot a lot, and not this time. And Brown with another rebound. So Brown goes to double figures in rebounds, and she has 8 assists, so she could have a double-double without scoring in double-doubles if she gets another couple of assists. Crooks puts it to the floor, to the basket. Not this time. Brown there for the follow and draws the foul, and Addie Brown will go to the line.
You know, Addie Brown is just so tough-nosed. I mean, she just has got. She gets to the basket. She gets the loose balls. She's doing the things under the hoop. She's not seeing a lot of them fall today, Larry, which is probably not going to be the case most of the season.
Definitely not. So Brown again. The other numbers are very impressive for her tonight. Just the scoring, not what you're used to from a player averaged 15 points a game last season and debuted with 11 points against St. Thomas, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, just 1 turnover in that game on Monday. That gives her 7 points.
Really seen, you know, Crooks and Brown and Williams, you know, turn the page from being an underclassman to now a leader. And they're all going to be in that leadership role this season. And the way they act, the way they represent Iowa State, the way they conduct themselves, you know, all of that is important things to be leaders on this team. And they're going to be called on to do that.
Tate gives up her dribble. Reed tries to go inside. Crooks tries to get a hand on it, and Brown will get the rebound. Starters still in for Iowa State, and it's a 3-ball by Kenzie Hare. Her second 3 of the ball game.
Well, as Kenzie went down to spot up for that 3-point shot, you heard the Southern defense say, shoot her, shoot her. They know
Right.
She can shoot it.
Reagan Wilson about to come back in for Iowa State. And the pull-up knocked down by Michaela Cunningham, her first basket of the night. Jada Williams for Crooks. Crooks defender with foul problems just stayed away from her, and Audi probably didn't realize how open she was. Maybe she was surprised to be that open. Fenley about to go to his bench again. That may be the curtain call for Brooks and Brown, you think?
Could be, could be.
Cunningham calling a play. Shaded by Williams, misses on the fadeaway. Brown runs down yet another rebound. Addie Brown, 13 rebounds. And Jada Williams with another big night, 17 points in her second game as a Cyclone.
You know, she's really let the game come to her today. I've just felt this sense of patience and this really comfortable pace for her tonight.
Timeout, 3:27 left to play. Iowa State 79-48 advantage after their one home game in the month of November, and that would be against Tougaloo. They've got only 2 non-conference home games. Changes in the Cyclone lineup as Bill Fenley's gone to his bench. Freya Jensen, the freshman from Denmark, is in. Eiley Tankey, the sophomore from Johnston, Iowa, is in.
Happy birthday to Eiley Tankey today.
Sophomore from Johnston celebrating on game night, huh? .315 left to play as the 3-point play completed by Reed for her first 3 points of the game. And Iowa State comes down with all starters retired now. Lily Talalay also in there for Iowa State. So it's Talalay along with Tankey. Jensen, who's got the ball there. Williams. And the shot put down by Talalay. Talalay, who's from New Zealand, transferred from UMass, played at Iowa State last season.
Good defense there by Williams. Southern hasn't given up their full court pressure.
And good experience for the players who don't get to see a lot of playing time, at least early. Reagan Wilson in as well. Here's Williams on the shot. Alyssa Williams with her first basket.
Yeah, and those are the kinds of things that coach is going to be looking for. You know, who can come in and score and be confident with the basketball. And Williams did a great job there. Nice post move.
And when you were talking before the game, the fans sometimes say, well, what's the point of playing a game like this and winning by 30 or 40 points? And Bill Fenley once made the point, he said, you learn more in a game than no matter in any practice. So no matter the margin, you're still learning. Tate with the score. So the Cyclones with a 30-point margin, but again, everybody gets to play. Wilson on the miss. Take away is Williams having the ball batted away from her. And it's picked up by Cunningham. Deep three, knocked down by Jalia Reed. And Southern's going to use a timeout with 1:22 left to play. Here's Reed open, fires and gets it. Just a momentary timeout. All that Carlos Fenches wanted to do was get some different players in the ball game. Aubrey Wilkins comes in for the first time. She's number 0. He just wanted to get some different players in the game. Didn't really want any kind of a strategic conversation at this point. Wilson pitches for Tanky, and the birthday girl leaves it just a little bit short. Into the final minute, and 2 impressive victories for the 14th ranked Cyclones to get things started this season.
Yeah, this is a good week for them. You know, get the kinks out, run up and down the floor a little bit, find some rotations, find some highlights, you know, things to work on, I'm sure, but 2 good wins.
And every player would tell you they are tired of playing each other. It was time to play somebody. Hall with a basket. Hall winds up in double figures with 11, all in the second half.
She's had a good game. I mean, she's been in there a lot and had to battle Audi Crooks most of the game. So she's really stuck with it and had herself a nice game.
Going for the takeaway is Tate, and she commits the foul.
A lot of dribbling here. We probably need to look to pass and cut a little bit more.
That's the message that these players who don't get a lot of experience on the court in game time will certainly pick up from tonight. Wilson finds Jensen, and Jensen will get 2 shots. Freya Jensen, 3 points against St. Thomas in 7 minutes on Monday. Again, she is a freshman from Denmark. Played for their under-18 team, averaged almost 17 points a game. So it'll be interesting to see where she fits into this picture for the Cyclones this season.
Jensen, one of the players, all these players on the court are probably practicing against the first 5 in practice, and they're giving it their all, working just as hard as everybody else. And so it's great to see them on the floor, being able to contribute to tonight's win.
She knocks down a couple of free throws. Here's Wilkins with the shot clock and game clock winding down.
Good steal.
Takeaway by Taulale. And the Cyclones will not take a shot, and they will enjoy victory number 2 by a margin of 85-58 over Southern University. The Jaguars fall to 0-2 on the season. Iowa State gets a big night from